Hey crafty people! Welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Oh, welcome to my channel. And today, if you're new to my channel, what I am doing is every month I do a Christmas card in the hopes that come December I'll have all my Christmas cards done and ready. And for the month of February, my focus has been on fabrics, ribbon, trims, that sort of thing. So we're gonna do one of my favorite things to do with ribbon for making cards, and we're gonna create a decorative element using the ribbon. Now, I've done this before on my channel and actually used different birds from this set, which is by, I'm drawing a blank right now, whether it's Inkadinkado or Stampendous. I've had these stamps forever, but you can use whatever stamped image you like, and I did color it with my Copic markers. And I'll leave a link because I know I did this type of card like the 1st December of my YouTube channel, so I'll leave a link to that down below. And I believe in that video I did color in one of the images, so you can see me do that. So I'm gonna set him aside for now, and I've already gone ahead and embossed a base piece for our base panel, and this is using a embossing folder by Simon Says Stamp, and it's Poinsettia sprays, SF413, and I think this is the first time I've used this one. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think so. So that's counting towards my total for using my stash this year. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a bunch of ribbons and we're gonna glue them on to a strip of paper, and this I cut so that it'll go on the panel kind of like this. And this one's 4 1/4 by 1 3/4 wide, but you can adjust it to whatever size you like. And what we're going to do is similar to the ribbon collage strips that I did earlier this month, but instead of doing them like straight across, we're going to do them on the diagonal. So let's grab a ribbon to start. And this is a great way to use scrap ribbon. So I've got this scrap piece, so I think we might start that for our corner. And I'm gonna grab my Fabri-Tac. You can also use like tape runner. That's what the first time I did this years ago was when I was using my ATG gun regularly, and so I'd use tape runner on each of the pieces of ribbon. And then what we're gonna do is just trim off this edge so that we have a nice clean finished edge. I'll come in and trim the rest off, but this flap was going to be in the way, so I figured I'd go ahead and trim it off. And then let's see, what do we want to go next? Let's change the width and go with, ooh, how about this lovely little sparkly plaid. And now you just want to make sure you go past, like, because if I line that up like that, we've got a big gap here, so you need to make sure the end of the ribbon is off the piece of paper you're attaching the ribbon to, or you're going to have a bit of a mess. And just to make things easier, we're going to snip that away and then add our glue. So yeah, I just kind of test out ribbons and decide which one I like and glue them on. Ooh. right, now we're just gonna trim off all of our excess. Here's what it looks like all trimmed out. And so let's scoot all that over, bring our card base back. And so I'm just gonna do that as my card, keep it fairly simple. And this was cut using, I've got a really old, no longer available Fiskar rotary trimmer, and it came, you could get different blades for it, so I just used the scallop blade to trim this out. It's not a die, but you could use a die. That aside because I want to talk about ribbon storage too, since 2026 I'm focusing on reorganizing, destashing, all that sort of stuff. So my ribbon storage is probably one of the few things I absolutely love how I have stored. And I bought ages ago, like I've been using this for at least a decade. These are Best Craft Organizer ribbon dispensers. They also have a washi tape one. Let me grab that. And then they may not sell the trays anymore. I don't remember the last time on the website if they still sold the trays for keeping them organized. But they have the washi tape one, which is good for your thicker, wider ribbons. So this is actually one of the few systems that throughout the ages has worked really well for me. But I have too much ribbon and I don't use it as much as I used to. So I really do need to do a bit of a culling. And as we were working on this, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I know a couple pieces that are gonna go from here. Because I was like, you know, I've had these forever. I don't really use it. So I think I'm gonna pull out Mr. Santa Face, the cupcakes. This stripe's pretty good. I'm gonna keep that one. I've got this one and this one, which I think came in a set together, and it's got like an unusual color combo that I don't tend to use, so they don't get used. So those are gonna go. Trying to see if I can fit these two together. Yes. So if you've got thinner ribbons, so the way it works is you've got little compartments, and if you've got thinner ribbons, you can fit two in a compartment. And this I've got double of, so I don't need two of these. So that's gonna go. Ew. And it does come with, if you get the starter set, this tool that I'll rewind this one so you can see. So you stick the tip into the tool, you kind of hold it in place, and I never end up doing it right the first time. It always takes me a couple goes to get like the swing of doing it when it's been a little while. And it comes with a little plastic piece, and then you just wind it on. And then stick it in here. And this one is also in that unusual color that I don't end up using. That one's going. Thinking this one is gonna go as well. Just trimming off that frayed bit. I think that's gonna go. Then when you close it, you've got the pieces out so you can dispense them out. Every once in a while, if I pull too far out, I'll go back in and like rewind something back into the thing. But yeah, this is, I as I said, over the years, I've swapped around all sorts of storage systems and had systems that haven't quite worked right, but by far my favorite has always been my ribbon storage. It's always worked well for me. So I just figured I'd share how I store it. Now it is an investment. It will add up, especially if you have a ton of ribbons, which I have an insane amount of ribbon. But because if you use a lot of ribbon and you're struggling with your ribbon storage, now granted, this stuff doesn't work for like your big wreath wide rolls of ribbon that I have stored separately, but for your trim type ribbons, that especially if you're a card maker and use your ribbon in card making, this is a great way to store it. I have no affiliation with the company. I just really, like I said, I've been using this for over a decade now, and it's one of the few craft storage solutions I haven't at some point been like, it's okay, but I really want to change it. Occasionally, like when it comes all the way out and you have to re-roll it and put them back in, it's a little annoying, but every other one's where it's like, here's ribbon storage to keep it from getting all tangled up. None of them have worked as well as this does. So I just wanted to share my ribbon storage. And I am going to continue off camera going through and pulling out ribbons that I'm going to get rid of because I just need to cull the amount of stuff I have. It's just period. I need less stuff. So there's our card. And he's kind of blending in with the background. Let me grab something else to put him on so you can see him a little bit better. So there's our card for 12 months of Christmas cards. And so that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting!